So, good morning, everyone. I would like to thank the CCMB team for inviting me over here and to give a presentation. So, I would be talking about ICE. So, it's an integrated computing environment. It's a scientific cloud. What we have developed completely indigenous at CDAC, Pune. So, I come from CDAC. It's a government body under Ministry of IT and Information Technology. So before going into the ICE, so I would be like to give a glimpse of the activities what we do at CDAC in Bioinformatics group at CDAC. So CDAC is basically known for its HPC, high performance computing clusters, but a lot of research is being done at CDAC. So we at the Bioinformatics group at CDAC, what we do. So, we are managing a dedicated HPC facility called as BRAF since last 15 years. So, it's a HPC facility which we give completely free to academics for running their genomics, molecular modeling, simulations, all the jobs. So, it's a completely free for the academic, these clusters. We do lot of research in the area of computational genomics, specifically in the mycobacterium genomics, cancer multiomics, population genomics, metagenomics, and antimicrobial resistance. So we develop. So we are completely in silico labs. So we collaborate with the hospitals, with the academic institutes to get the data, and we work in the collaboration with them to help them to analyze the data. And plus we work on the open source data which is available for the various research in the computational genomics. We have a very strong team in the molecular modeling. So there, whatever studies through the computational genomics, whatever we try to identify, what are the mutation variants, we try to map the this mutation variants on the structures, and we try to map the complete picture. So whatever is happening in your genomics, how it is mapping to the structure and how it is affecting the binding of the drug. So for example, if we are talking about the antimicrobial resistance, so suppose there is a mutation because of which the drug is because of which the pathogen has become an escape pathogen. So what are these mutations? We try to map on the structures, and we try to look at how that is affecting the binding of the antibiotic to that particular protein also. And we have a very strong software development team. So along with this whatever research we are doing, so in order to map it to the HPC, because when you are analyzing genome level, population level genomics data, or when you want to do simulations, so you need HPC level, so the softwares which can work on this HPC. So along with this software development team, we develop softwares, we deploy on this, and we make it available for the academic user at free of cost. Now, why we have developed ICE integrated computing environment? So all of you might be aware that initially when this NGS was recently came, so it was very costly to do the genomics. But now with the advancement in the technology, you are able to generate vast amount of genomics data. Now each of you might be generating the data, or each of these academic labs are generating the data, but the data remains at their end. Okay, so it's because it becomes difficult to share the genomics data with different labs because the data which is generated from these genomic sequencing studies, so that's in GBs or TBs. So that is one of the major issue. Fragmented genomics data. So suppose if there are around 5 labs which are in India, you can see that many labs are working on this mycobacterium or cancer genomics. But each of these labs are working in their own institutes. Whatever data they are having, that remains at their own institute. If you think of a centralized repository for India only, if you think of such a repository, so that data can be made available to all of you. So many people, other people who cannot generate the data but can make use of that data. So that is the major challenge. Another challenge. The same is with when you are talking about this genomics data, structure data also, and this lies in the agriculture also, medicine also, and environmental science also. So this same applies to this data also. And second thing, when you are working on this huge amount of data, so the biggest issue is the tools and the database, where to store the data, and what are the tools which we can use, and how we can make the inferencing. Because most of the wet lab people or experimental people or startups, or they feel that they don't want to take a headache of storing the data, because when you are having an infrastructure at your end, it becomes very difficult to manage that infrastructure because it adds to the computational cost, electricity cost, cooling cost, and you need have a bigger area. So they try to avoid that things. So keeping all this in mind, so what are the challenges? So I told you that setting up a server is a high investment. Secondly, if you have a server, if you go home and if you want to access because of the security reason or some other reasons, you are not able to access that from outside the institutes. Another thing, suppose if I take an example, so suppose there is a startup which has around 10 people, okay, and if they are generating a data, particular sort of a data which is in the GBs, and suppose they are working at the different places. Suppose one is working in the Kolkata, so they have formed a team and they have started one startup. So suppose one is working in the Kolkata, another is working in the Delhi, another is working in the Hyderabad. Now, if the Kolkata person is generating the data that is in the GB, and if he want to share with the Pune and Hyderabad person, so it becomes very much difficult for him because he has to upload the data, he has to share the data, another person has to download that data on his local machine and has to do the analysis. But in order to avoid this, this computing solution, what I will be going through in the next slides. So how we have taken care of this thing, I will be talking about thing. Another thing is the software installation. The cloud platform which I am going to talk about, you can install your software, means already there are preloaded softwares. Just by one click, that software is made available to you and you can directly use that software. And another thing is redundant downloading of bioinformatics data. Generally, whenever we do the genomics or any other studies, we do a comparative study with the already available data, okay. So every time if lab A is working, they download the data. Lab B is working, they download the data. So can we have a centralized repository where you have your own data plus these databases, so you can do a direct comparison. So taking all this into the mind, we have developed this integrated computing environment. So it is a scientific cloud. So it's a the Atmanirbhar Bharat, it's a completely indigenous solution which has been developed from the scratch at CDAC, Pune. So it's a most important thing when we talk with the hospitals or clinicians. They are very much afraid of sharing their data because of the security reasons and if the data get lost and all that things. So we have taken that into the consideration to make it very secure and scalable also. So suppose today you are require only around 10 cores or around 20 GB of RAM for your work. But tomorrow if you want more number of CPUs or more number of more RAM, so that also we have taken into the consideration. And it provides a single stop solution where you can have your data, where you can do the computation of your data, where you can do the inferencing of your data, where you can do the visualization of the data. And upon that, if you have all this together, if you want your website to be hosted, you can host that website also on this platform. And it provides ease of access. So you can access this platform from your institution laptop or desktop, from your home, from your computer, mobile also you can access this thing and you can submit your jobs through mobile also. So suppose if you are at work and if you are traveling also, you can do whatever research you want to do, or you can look at the data which has been generated by your collaborator. So it's a simple and user-friendly interface. It's a unified platform for the secure storage, analysis and visualization. It supports both genomics and structural data. So you can do the analysis of both genomics as well as the structural data. And where AI related tools also we have currently on these things. We have the pipelines also, advanced bioinformatics pipeline. So generally, whenever you are analyzing the bioinformatics data, you have to run multiple tools. It's not a single tool. So we have made a pipeline, entire pipeline. You have to just upload your data and do a single click. So 10 or 20 tools, whatever are there, they run in the synchronous fashion and you get finally your output and you can visualize that output. Multi-part upload. So I was talking about the upload of the file. So hundreds of GBs of files can be uploaded. So we are following this S3 protocol. So here your file gets divided into the chunks and gets faster upload. That thing is that, so GBs of files can be uploaded in a very faster time. Simple interface for compute requisition. So suppose today you require around 5 CPUs. Tomorrow you require more CPUs. So you can request for more CPUs also. Control file share access. I will be talking about this, and hosting of tools and website also. So these are the features. I will be going on each of them one by one. So storage, container repository, virtual hosting, compute development platform, AI platform also we have, sharing and collaboration, pipeline, and HPC acceleration. So first I will be talking about the storage, what the storage provides. Now share and collaborate. So I told you about that. If you have a team of around 10 people, and if one is generating the data, and if he wants to share the data with the rest of the 9 people, with single click he can share the data. That thing. Just he has to upload the data. Once the data is, as the data gets uploaded through multi-part file upload, the data gets uploaded in a very faster manner, and he can share the data with 9 of these collaborators just by right click, and the data would be available to all the 9 users. The data is it's a secure storage, data encryption and rest. We follow at rest and transit, and along with that you can have a tagging also. So metadata along with this data you can have. So it makes the data searchable easy. Now this it's a ICE Cloud. So URL is icecloud.in. So you can log in. So when you log in, you will find that there is a storage page. So you will be having here 3 drives: My Drive, Shared Drive, and Public Drive. This is your personal drive where you can upload all your data, and it remains to you only. Whatever data you upload, it will remain to you, and nobody is able to see that data. And this is the shared drive where suppose you have uploaded suppose your partner has uploaded data and he has shared with you. So that data will be available into this. So suppose if your partner has uploaded the data in the My Drive, and if he right clicks and shares with you, so that data becomes available to you within fractions of seconds. And there is no need to download. You can directly start working on this data on this platform itself. And there is a public drive which hosts all sorts of databases which are present. So like NR databases or whatever databases there. So all public database we are hosting over here in this day. So you can make use of that database also. No need to download. Everything is available on this thing. Just you have to log in and start working on this thing. I will be talking about this container repository. The next thing, important thing. So the software installation. So that's a big headache for most of you. So what happens if you want to install the software? It takes around, sometimes it gets installed in 1 day, or sometimes it takes around a week also to install a software. So what we have done, we have made a container repository already available, and almost all the softwares which are required for the bioinformatics analysis, you can see that they are available on this container repository. You have to just click on this play button, and that software becomes available to you, and you can start doing analysis for your things. So we have all the genomics related software, we have quantum related softwares, we have AI related softwares, all the softwares. If you want a programming platform, we have options for that also. So all the things are available in this ICE container repository. So that is this thing. So just you have to go on this image when you log in, and there you can see all the possible images. So these are dockerized image. So we have from quantum to structure related thing to genomics, AI, and all the libraries available over here. Now I was talking about this dynamic compute provisioning. So here what you can do, so just I will tell you an example. So suppose if you want to run an image or a software in the sense. Now suppose if you know that my software will require only 5 processors and around 10 GB of this. So when you load that container, here you can do the CPU allocation. So it's a dynamic thing. So here you can give 2 to 5, 10, whatever means how much your software is going to require the number of CPUs. So you can provide over here, and how much GB of RAM it is going to take. So you can provide over here. If it is GPU enabled, so you can provide here GPU. So, and just you have to click. So that environment will be available to you, and that you can run that software. So, and another important thing is the pipeline thing. So I will, so in the bioinformatics, you have multiple tools. So I already told about things. So we have enough core pipeline that we have made available for various tools. So you have to just upload the data. You can see that so many tools are there. So you do not worry about these things. So all of these are connected one by one. You have to upload your data, and you will get final output over here. And that too you can visualize on this platform. Virtual hosting. This is the most common thing most of the startups require. So if you have your content for your website ready, you can host your website within half an hour using this ICE Cloud platform. So we have already this domain name and all the things are taken care over here, and you can get these things. So for some of these startups already we have hosted the websites, and within half an hour it was at the backend you can connect to the databases also. and whatever data you have, you can store in that databases also. AI empowered these things. So, we have these images for various Jupyter notebooks. So all the libraries which are required for this are already present in these things. And what it helps, because suppose today if you are using any of these libraries, tomorrow if your Python gets upgraded, so you face the issues that the data, results are not reproducible. So here you can have a version for each of them, and because of this, your data would be reproducible. So science requires that thing, reproducibility of the science. Another thing is the personalized AI environment. So most of you are using AI or ChatGPT and these tools, but most of the time, what if you are generating a code out of it, or you are debugging your code out of it, it becomes an open platform. So that code is available to anyone. But if you want that to be secure, so using this ICE Cloud, you can have your own personalized ChatGPT-like environment, and whatever you will do over here, it will remain to you only. It will not go into the outside platform. So that's the beauty of this ICE platform. So here, just how you can load these things. So just you have to do the launch. You can give the memory and CPU over here, and you have to create the container. Okay, so your container is created. You have to just click on that password, because that is a control access, and you have to paste and log in. So it's available to you. Now you can start working over here. So currently we are providing, working on this ICE virtual labs. Virtual hosting is completely done. AI tools already CPU and GPU enabled. We have made LLMs along with the LLMs models on this platform. We are providing database as a service, resource and billings also. So currently we are giving at very subsidized rates to startups, and for the academics it's completely free. And we are working on this HPC support also. So you can have, suppose if your job is running on multiple nodes, so that's also we are allowing using this ICE lab. So, and we have followed all the security protocols along with the two-factor authentications. So for storage of the data, for the life science researchers, for computational biology, for biotech industries, so all these people can use this ICE platform. So why this ICE platform was required? Because all you can see that each of these countries, Broad Institute or UK, or they all have their own personalized biobanks for their own country, where they store their own data. As Sarvesh sir was talking about the indigenous data, because I will just take you through one, I will talk about if time permits on the NSM. So just I will take a couple of minutes. So you all might be knowing about the pharmacogenomics. So here the biggest issue is that whatever drugs are being developed, they are developed based on the US or European markets or the data present over there. Now, in one of the research, what we observed that, so these pharmacogenes, what are the pharmacogenes? Just to tell you that pharmacogenes are the genes which are responsible for the metabolism of that drug. Okay, so there are two alleles for that particular gene. If one of these allele get mutated, so the metabolism of the rate of that drug get disturbed. Now, what we found that there is a one famous drug, warfarin, that is required for the blood pressure. So there we took this open source data of Indian population in the 1000 kb. So that is Gujarati in Houston and Indian Telugu in UK. And we've tried to study the various pharmacogenes. And there what we observed that one of the gene which is responsible for the metabolism of the this warfarin drug was mutated. Okay, because of that, what it leads to understand that because of that mutation, whatever drug doses is being given in the European market should not be given to the Indian population also. The dosage required is lower in the Indian population. So this sort of studies also you can do using this ICE platform. And at the back end, we have this bigger supercomputers like Param Siddhi. It's completely dedicated for AI. Param Eravat, that is also completely dedicated for the AI related things. So it have it's around 410 AI petaflops. So you can think of how much big. So it's one of the fastest in the India, and you can get access to it just by typing at NSM India. So these are the acknowledgement, and this is the team behind the development of the entire ICE, and you can access the ICE at icecloud.in. So it's you can just create your account. All the video tutorials are available over there. Thank you.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.